And we're sitting at $27.28 in current profit after this $10 challenge that we started with. And we are getting really close to being able to actually invest this into something huge. Sometimes you find brand new discs sitting in the used bins. The cool thing about Replay Sports is they don't put them out for full retail value. They had a lot of ranges, they sold a lot of ranges, and this one was traded in by somebody. But the cool thing about this one was this is actually a brick and mortar variant stamp. So the triple pink stamp is a one-off. It's more of a rare stamp for the ranges. And it just happens to be cotton candy colors, which makes it even cooler for me. So definitely caught my eye, never been thrown. The range is incredibly good. Disc, if you don't like how deep the berg is, I love the top. I love the feel on this disc. It's a really, really good one. Crazy thing is, I didn't realize ranges were going up so much in value. A lot of them are like 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks. And these, for the variant stamp right here, can go for 50 to 60 bucks. Now, that's not the goal. That's not the goal to sell it at maximum value. But the goal is to find really cool discs and get them out to you for less than what you would have to pay. But this one is going in my keepers because it's so cool. This is a ThoughtSpace Athletics Glow Omen. I love this mold. It's like basically a very repeatable flat top Firebird. So that's the cool thing about MVP. Whenever they produce discs, they're so consistent. It's like the same thing every time, and they come out very flat, which is a negative for the drivers. But this is a limited DFX stamp. This is one where you have to be subscribed to DFX's monthly box in order to get this disc. It's not like a production run where anyone can go out and find this disc. So DFX stamps are kind of like one-offs. There's also disc member boxes out there that can sometimes have some cool stamps in there too, but I think DFX is probably my favorite triple stamp monthly box you can subscribe to. So it's the Omen, and it's an awesome overstable Pharaoh driver. The next one that caught my eye is also a DFX stamp. So I think the person who turned this one in turned in a couple others in here too. But this one, he inked it, but maybe threw it one time. So this is a Fission Wave, but the stamp is pretty cool. We got a robot feeding a lollipop to his skull he's holding. So pretty interesting, kind of a cool little stamp there. Triple stamp, DFX, it's hard to miss with DFX stamps. But this one's 172 and it's Fission. So I thought that was kind of interesting because Fission plastic is normally lighter on, I don't think this is Neutron. I'm like almost positive this is Fission plastic. So normally that means most of the weight's on the outside of the rim itself to basically take advantage more of the gyro effect with MVP. So kind of cool to see these in max weight. When I saw this Champion Eagle sitting there in the used bins, I could see there was knee on it. I could see it had the sticker. So I was like, oh my gosh, there's a new pinned Eagle sitting in the used bins. But there's only one downside. It's a little light. It's 156 grams, which is about 14 grams lighter than I would like to bag. So it's not going to be for me, but if you don't have a higher arm speed and you want to throw the legendary Eagle and not have it be super overstable, this would be a pretty sweet disc for you. It's an Eagle. I think it's been thrown one time, and that is it. Still has a sticker on there, and pretty cool pickup. I will always buy pinned Eagles. They are some of the best discs that were ever made in the fairway category. Well, let's see. We got a Big Z Fierce from 2021. It's a Ledgestone edition. The stamp on this one is really, really nice. A lot of details in here on the lion, and I think that is pretty cool. You can get away with a really, really, really nice single foil stamp design, but it's not often that it's executed this well. So whoever the artist was on this one, props to you. And this is a brand new Z Fierce max weight. And this is one that I feel like would be a fun flippy putter. A flippy fun putter. It's a good disc. It's a Fierce. If you like a flippy putter or you want something to throw it flat and move it right, this is probably a good disc for you. And it's brand new. Next up, I have the Wood Nymph Servo, also DFX stamp. I'm gonna check to see if this one's been thrown either. Maybe once, maybe one time. So really, really good condition, 172. This is gonna be in the plasma plastic from MVP. Stamp design is super detailed and really cool. Again, DFX doesn't miss. Got a pre-flight number, no tooling by the way, on this Discraft XL. It's a ZXL. I cannot find comps on this disc. I think there's been one that's like used that's for sale for 25 on eBay, but this thing has been thrown one time. Maybe somebody just liked buying every disc and just throwing it once and keeping it in a collection or something, because a lot of these, well, no, actually these are not turned in all the same date. Okay, so this was the day after the DFX discs were in there. So the DFX discs were in there for about 5 days, and this one was in there for 4 days in the used bins. So this one, kind of like an Eagle, kind of like a T-Bird. It's an XL, really good disc. It's like super, super good Champ plastic or Z plastic. So I don't really know how much this will be worth, but it's a really good Discraft disc. And if nobody picks it up, I'll put it in my Discraft only bag coming up. I've got a Tour of Terror Eclipse Wave. This was from, I believe, last year or the year before. They did this stamp, and every player kind of got to pick out their design. This one's pretty cool. It kind of looks like a Loch Ness monster, some sort of a lake monster, I don't know. But it's the wave. It is pretty flat, kind of like a Wraith maybe. I don't really throw a lot of waves, but this is the second wave I picked up, but it's brand new. It was only $10, and normally these will go anywhere from like $23 to $25 brand new. So I won't put it up there for that much. So it'll be a steal for somebody. If you're looking for this disc or need a backup, this is a good place to find one. The Buzz, the best disc made of all time, says a lot of people. For me, I just don't know why I cannot throw buzzes. But this one is a brand new 2024 Tour Series Buzz. This is the Chris Dickerson one. I think the funny thing about this one is it is brand new, but the Dickerson is slightly rotated. So it's not a misprint or anything. It's almost like they missed it. It's almost like an error, and it didn't get picked up. So it's maybe only like 5 degrees off on the stamp, but I thought that was kind of cool and unique about it. But brand new Jawbreaker Z Flex 24 Tour Series Buzz for $10 in the used bins. The last one that we're going to be adding in to this used bin collection, and I'll show you the one that I found that is my disc in the used bins in a second here, is the Simon Prototype Balance. This was in the 2024 Gyropalooza box. Cool stamp on there, but these came out super overstable. It was actually a little too much for most players, but as they released the brand new balance, it's a little bit gummier, at least for the ones that I've bought and thrown. This one is still so stiff, it's a little bit more overstable. I still think players are going to gravitate towards this one if you're more of a pro MA1 player who's looking for a really overstable disc, and if you don't like that, Pyro. So for $10, it's been thrown maybe one time, and that's it. And it's in really good condition, and also it's white, so benefit towards anyone who wants to dye something on this disc. So that is the last one that I found. Those were 10 pretty much brand new discs that we found in the used bins. So the last one though is my own disc that I pulled from the used bins. So this one I think I lost this at Trinity last year because the sticker had 1228. So somebody had turned this in right at the end of the year, and it sat in the used bin for 7+ months. So I actually think it was pretty cool I was able to buy this one back. I was just building together a new Discmania bag, and I filmed that today. It's going to be a really good one. And I found this guy just sitting there. I'm like, oh, that's my swirl die that I put on that. Ballista Pro. I actually parked a 500-foot hole out at North Park. I think it's like hole 4 or what the old hole 4 was from the long pads in a tournament, and got a tap in 2 on a 500-foot hole, which is pretty cool. So this one I was really happy to have back, and this used to be my longest disc in the bag. I put a Boss in the bag, but this is what I used to throw if I needed more than a destroyer. So I might be putting this one back into my tournament bag here pretty shortly. It's pretty cool too. I love finding my own discs in the used bins. So let's wrap up where we're at for episode 22 here. I sold $440 worth of discs. That was 23 discs off of the website. So after the last used bin round and then the used bin video, almost every one of those discs sold to you guys. And you also picked up a couple other discs. So I ended up getting another $193 in profit towards this challenge. We're almost at $3,000. I'm just waiting for that YouTube check to hit. I don't know how long it takes for YouTube to pay, but once I actually get that money in my account, I'll start adding in the YouTube revenue into this series, because everything I do is going right back into this challenge. And I've been doing a lot behind the scenes trying to figure out, what do I do and how can I get to the point where I can create my own mold, actually start prototyping things, getting some test discs out there to friends. And I think we're getting close to the point where we've got enough saved up to do a small prototype. Again, if If you're in disc golf and you do disc golf production, like injection molding, please reach out because I'd love to have a quick chat with you to learn a little bit. If you're doing a lot of research, I'm reaching out to local plastic injection molding companies here in Frisco, trying to see if there's possibly a partnership route that we could take. So again, it's been really fun learning a lot about plastic injection molding. I was a mechanical engineer before getting into software sales, which is what I do today. So maybe I'll dust off my engineering skills here shortly. We'll see, but it's been a fun journey so far. I hope you guys enjoy this one, and maybe one day you'll bag your own disc that I end up making. How crazy would that be? All right, I'll catch you guys in the next one.